Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Guys, give me just like 2 minutes. Let me quickly go grab my coffee. I'll be right back. Wait, Nuno, you can turn your camera on, my bro. Can't see it. You guys can turn your cameras on. It should show up on the Zoom as well. I can't hear you guys, by the way. I will. Okay, there we go. If you guys turn your cameras on, it will show up. We got big week ahead of us, man. The amount of money we can make this week will be insane, honestly. Just look at tomorrow, what's coming up. Okay guys, allow me 2 more minutes. Let me just quickly grab some water. I'll be right back and then we'll start the session. Yeah man, the air and breeze is making it 10 times worse and used to this heat. Oh yeah, it's very hot, man. But luckily my room is like, basically the air conditioning is on, so it's so nice in here, honestly. But yeah, I was dying early as well, man. I'm not used to this weather. I'm really not used to the hot weather. I've been so tired, sluggish for the past 2 days. But yeah, it's quite nice in here in my room. But yeah guys, I'll be back in literally 2 minutes. Okay team, let's do this. Apologies for the wait. You know, I had to get my caffeine, I had to get my water and everything. It's very important. Good afternoon guys. What's happening everyone? What's happening?
Good afternoon, bro. How are you?
Say something, Nuno.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you guys now. What's happening, bro? How was your weekend?
Yeah, very nice. And yours?
Oh, bro. Terrible. It was so hot.
Yeah, bro. In Portugal, it's like that too.
Man, I had a headache throughout the whole weekend. Honestly, all I did was just lay on my bed and sleep.
Just at night, bro. That feels good, bro. More cold.
Yeah, because our ACs are literally all in, like, we got this big shed in the garden, and then that's where the ACs are. And like taking them out, because we've got those big ACs, man, you know, those big air conditioners. and then
Yeah.
just taking them out, setting them up. First is so heavy, you gotta lift them up, bring them all the way upstairs, because like we got free flows, so it's just a bit is a struggle, man. So
Yeah, on the last floor is always
such a
hotter.
struggle, man.
Yeah.
So because of that, didn't get a chance to set them up, and man, I was just dying. The heat was insane. You know what? Like compared to like Africa and Asia, Middle East, this is nothing, man. This is actually nothing. Hi, I'm back. I don't have any account yet though. Just will watch quietly. Hey, Selena, welcome back. What's happening, Moss? How are you, my brother? But yeah, compared to like those countries, that's what you call like the actual heat. Like over here, we're just a bunch of like, I wouldn't say we're a bunch of like pussies, but compared to those countries, like the heat here is nothing. But at the same time, if you've grown up in those countries, you're kind of like used to the weather conditions, right?
Yeah.
For us who obviously now kind of grown up in the West, we're used to like very cold weather conditions, especially in the UK.
Bro, summer in Portugal are crazy, bro. Like
Yeah.
July, August, we go for the 40 degrees, bro, 40 plus.
What's the hottest Celsius you guys have experienced? I think last summer it reached 30 something in the UK, and that was hot. I think we had it was called the heat wave in the UK last summer.
In Portugal it was like 47,
and
bro.
Yeah, yes, it was a heat wave.
Jeez.
It was last year. Look at that UK heat wave. That was last year. Look at that. People were going crazy, man. Literally. Oh my lord. I think the weather's spiked up to... What did it spike up to? But yeah, this was the heat wave we had last year. What did it spike up to? Yeah. Oof. 40 degrees Celsius. Do you know how crazy that is, bro? 40 degrees. Oh my lord. Yeah, that was the heat wave we had last year.
That's
Man,
kind of
everyone
normal,
was-
bro. In
bro,
Portugal on the summer.
It's not normal here, bro. We were all dying. I'm telling you, bro. We were all dying. I was chilling in my room though. I had like 2 ACs on. I was chilling. I was literally chilling. It was the best time of my life. It was so nice. When it's like super hot outside and you've got your AC on, it feels good.
Yeah.
The heat in the UK is disgusting. It's different. Yeah, that's the thing. You can't compare the heat in the UK to the heat in like any other country because
Yeah.
it's disgusting, man. It actually is. It's so bad. It's so hard to even breathe. Because there's literally no air, bro. There is no air. It's so hard to breathe. Yeah, the heat in like abroad is completely different. Because UK is a very tiny island anyway, right? And then everything just gets very congested, especially when it's super, super hot. It's just the worst time. Okay, looking at the monthly at this point now, we've still got another 21 minutes left, 21 minutes or so, before we technically start looking for our positions, right? But essentially now, what are we interested in? Just looking at the monthly at the moment, guys. Let's quickly just go over the analysis now at this point, right? So again, we can see that it has kind of like spiked up and it also has spiked down, and it's quite undecisive, your monthly candle, right? It's super undecisive at the moment. It doesn't have a direction, but once we actually calculate the range that it has formed, just the open candle, right, is technically more bullish than bearish, right? Since it is trading above that 50% area, which we can see just here now, is more bullish than bearish. So one thing which we need to understand is that it has given us the monthly range. We have the monthly highs all the way up there, and we also have the monthly lows, which is all the way down there. This week will be heavily influenced by news, right? So I'm really not anticipating anything when it comes to the technicals. Honestly, I don't care. I just want to play my intraday range. That's all I care about. So we can see that the monthly is technically bullish. The weekly technically again is giving you that wick fill break scenario to the top side. Again, as I said, I'm not interested in anything but the daily range, because you need to understand one thing: the rest of the week will be heavily influenced by fundamentals, so the technicals will only play out today. And you know, there is no point of us sort of anticipating anything for the rest of the week, because you've got different news drops. You've got CPI coming in, then you've got PPI coming in, then you've got FOMC. Then look at this, you've got unemployment claims, retail sales, and then that's it. You've got, there's so much news coming in, so it will just be silly kind of like looking for any sort of technical, you know, there's just no point of analyzing the markets when it comes to you know, the weekly basis. You kind of just have to play based off your daily range today. So again, let's keep it super simple. You've got the daily highs here and you've got the daily lows here, right? Keep it super simple. Now within this daily range, first of all, how big is the daily range? Oh, it's about 90 pips. We technically had something very similar on Friday, it was, right? And then with the half one open, we saw the biggest pump. The 1 o'clock candle was actually quite bearish. The intraday range was actually super bullish, and what we saw was we saw the 1 o'clock candle giving us that correction back to the daily 50%, and then from there we saw a very massive spike up. So again, let's measure out the 50% on this. When you have such a small range to play in, you can technically look for anything, right? Even the breakouts to the top side are valid scenarios, because the minute it gives you a breakout now, there's a very high chance it will spike up for another 50 pips minimum, right? It depends on the structure as well. But yeah, it's very nice scenarios looking for those breakouts. Okay, you've got this here. So at this point, let's mark out the mid-range on the intraday, which will be here. This is your 1962.41 being the mid-range. This is your daily 50%. Okay, so again, as I mentioned, does it make sense for us to analyze the markets from a monthly perspective or the weekly perspective? Not really. If it was a normal clean week, then fair enough. Or even if there was like news just on one of the days, then fair enough. But there is literally news every single day for the rest of the week, so it will be heavily influenced by fundamentals. You could be looking for a technical confirmation to the top side, but then the news drops and the numbers are very positive, it will start dropping. So you know, there is just no point of analyzing the markets. But when it comes to now the intraday, it has only moved about 90 pips, right? Look at the structure. So we understand that the 4H at this point has given us a breakout to the top side, and it's technically still quite bullish. It's not rejecting. It is retested that sort of daily 50% area. It has given us a breakout. Well, again, we got to understand one thing. What was the job of this candle? Well, the job of this candle was to retest this resistance, right? And then either pull back on or give us a rejection. So let's just see what happened once we had that retest of the resistance. Okay, we had the retest of the resistance. From there, we saw a retest of the daily 50%. So this technically is becoming a pullback at this point, right? So there we go. Yeah, look at that. Clean support candle established. And at this point, we also have this candle here, which is the confirmation candle. And we've got this clean resistance here to the left. If we can actually see a closure above this now, which is the NY open candle giving us a closure above this, we technically just need the next candle to give us some sort of a clean breakout. From there, daily highs getting retested is actually a very clean scenario, because what we have seen now is daily highs retest, pull back down to daily 50%, and now it's again giving you that confirmation on the 30-minute time frame. Again, it's a game of probabilities, right? So what are the chances that gold is going to start spiking up? Well, even if you go down to the weekly at this point, right, super bullish. The weekly range is actually all the way up here, so you have plenty and plenty of room to the top side, right? Because if the current weekly wants to give you that upper wick retest, wick fill and break scenario, then guess what? The daily needs to technically cause a fake out here, right? Because two things will happen. Either this daily will respect the 50% of the previous daily candle, which is essentially all the way up here. Either it will respect the previous daily 50% level and start to sell off and respect the previous candle, which will then turn into a resistance candle, or it will not respect the previous candle and it will start spiking up, and then it will give you that sort of wick full break scenario on the weekly, and it will cause a fake out scenario on the intraday range. So at this point, the only thing that we have as traders is the daily range, right? So what's happening on the daily range is that we have actually seen a retest up here. We have seen a pullback, and now we're again seeing a pump back up. So if we start to see this candle here actually going past this area, we know that we've got plenty of room to the top side now, right? Again, even on the 4H, we have plenty and plenty of room to the top side if you start to ignore the rejections, if you start to ignore the wicks. If you just go based off the bodies, then you actually have very clean range to the top side, right? And the whole intraday has only moved about 90 pips altogether. So, you know, there is a very, very high chance that gold can start spiking up, because again, look at your 1H as well. Very nice rejection from the daily 50%. Now this candle here is giving you that breakout, right? So again, you know, you could wait for a safer confirmation and could wait for some sort of a closure above this, just in case, you know, this is a double top on the intraday and a rejection. It really just depends what sort of a range we have. If you do want to be extra careful, extra cautious, then you could technically wait for a closure above this 67 area, because 67 area seems like a clean resistance area. Because something like this, which the rejection we saw at 1970, I would not really consider this a valid resistance. It's more like a fake out, right, rather than a resistance. But at the same time, we did see the second retest up here as well, so we know that this area here does hold some sort of orders, right? What would the smartest thing to do will be is to technically either wait for a breakout, miss out, stay out, and then wait for a pullback and then take it back up. Or another thing could be look for this breakout here and use this resistance here as a confirmation, wait for a closure above this, wait for the next candle to start breaking up, and then your 1H is technically giving you a clean pump back up, right? Again, because the daily range is actually quite small, that's the thing. It's a very small daily range. And let's measure out this candle. Does it seem like this candle here is super bullish, or does it seem like it's indecisive? Or if in the next 2 minutes this candle ends up closing below the resistance and ends up, you know, closing somewhere around here, then it just means it's kind of indecisive, right? And it will be best to just stay out of it. But if it does give you some sort of engulfing bullish close, it means that it ends up closing something like this. Let me annotate on the zoom just to show you guys. Because again, remember, we need to understand, right? The candlesticks, they always tell you a story. So if this candle ends up closing something like this, you know, just leaving a very small upper wick, is suggesting that there is a lot of momentum in the markets to the top side. And it is also retesting this resistance and technically not rejecting. But look at the way the candle is closing now, right? If it ends up closing again as a rejection candle, guess what we are starting to form now? We're starting to form a bearish structure on the lower time frames. Because how does price action work? If it wants to sell off, it needs to give you a leg down. It needs to bring the price all the way back up, grab the cheapest price possible. We understand that's what usually happens with the NY Open. They will grab the cheapest price possible. They will like to trick a lot of the retail traders into start buying gold if they want to sell the markets. But essentially all they are doing is essentially just grabbing the cheapest price possible. And now they will start to break the price down below the structure lows. And from there, you know, this is where your sell position can really start setting up. So let's see what they do. You've got 1 more minute left at this point. It's closing as a rejection candle. Looking at the 4H as well. Technically 4H is potentially forming a double top here as well. And let's say if we are looking for a downside play in the market, Have we retested the 50% of the previous 4H? We haven't retested, so this would be 60 level. Okay, I think it might just be an open and dump with this candle here now, because it's giving you that bearish confirmation at this point. But let's not rush into anything. Let's wait for it. It's a Monday. Let's be a little bit conservative. But most likely at this point, it will be a little drop off with the half one open. You got 60.91. Okay. Yeah, this is the half one open and a drop off. Exactly. This is exactly what happens majority of the times. 30 pips, and then you've got a clean 50% target down there. But let's see how it sets up. Let's just let it do its thing. But yeah, that's exactly why you technically want to stay out of that NY open candle. And so again, look at the range so far. This can still just be a pullback. But if this is not a pullback and you actually do see some sort of a nice confirmation, ooh, the 1H breakout. The 1H breakout. I'm really starting to like this position. Below the daily 50%. Though again, the only issue that I have is this 50% area on the 4H, because technically what they can do is just give you that 50% retest and then from there start rejecting once again. So if maybe we could wait for a closure below this. Yeah, see you have this support area just here to the left as well. If we can get some sort of a closure below this, then the 15-minute that opens below this could give you that spike down. Because also look at the candle over here. It doesn't even have an upper wick. It was a decent position up here, but I think it's best to stay out of it for now. It's too early. It's just the first day of the week. We don't want to be too impulsive either. And yeah. Because as I said, look, what can happen now is we understand it's got all of this range. This is essentially your pullback range, right? So when you have all of this range and this is a pullback range, what can happen is because of the volatility, they can just give you a spike down and then from there give you the nastiest rejection, right? So if we need to take a position to the downside, we can technically just wait for a closure below this support here. And it could be a 15-minute closure, right? Any confirmations below this, you've got so much range. You've got all of this range and this is just your first level. And if they do give you a daily breakout, it means like, you know, if they start to break the daily lows, then you've got this next bit of range. So you've got so much room to the downside, and you got to understand Monday is like the first day back. And, you know, you need to put yourself in a good psychological state. It wouldn't make sense for you to jump into an impulsive position, because with the impulsive position, there's always that chance of you taking a loss, right? So I would like to be very conservative. I want to secure a big win today. You know, it's a very important day for us because the rest of the week is super volatile. So if we can secure a big win today, not only that it would build a buffer for our trading accounts, it will also be a very good boost that we need for our psychological state. And then for the rest of the week, we can just kill it. That's the plan. So that's why I chose to stay out of this trade. But again, it's just the start of the session. It is a decent trade though, I'll be completely honest with you guys. It looks very nice. If they do give you a genuine breakout below this, it's a very nice, very, very nice area to the downside. But see, like exactly what I anticipated, right? They technically will give you just a slight retest break and then from there start rejecting. Because look at the nature of this candle. I'm really not a big fan of it. That's why I stayed out of it. Once it gives me a pullback and then starts to break below, then fair enough. Until then, we're staying out of it. Took GJ buys earlier and gold sells, made 2.56% today, so just going to chill on the stream. Amazing, my brother. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Yeah, that's it. 1 to 2% a day. You're chilling. You're chilling. Honestly, if you guys have like big funded accounts, like 1 to 2% a day is more than enough. And it's all about sort of having that plan in place. If you have, you know, your trading needs to be very objective. So if your plan says, you know, you need to secure 1% a day and you've secured it, then yeah, most definitely stay out of the markets, even if it's a super volatile day. Unless you have some sort of a buffer built, you do not play with your profits, you know. Keep your profits protected at all cost. That's your target as a trader, you need to keep your profits protected at all cost, and you also need to keep those losses very small at all cost. If you can do that, from there you're just playing the game of probabilities. And yeah, if the edge is on your side 80 to 90% of the times, it means you're making money 80 to 90% of the times. But you could have a winning strategy and still be losing money in the markets if you do not have some sort of a plan in place. That's why you need a plan in place, which makes your trading very like objective. It tells you, look, you need one win today, and this is how much you need to make, which could be 0.5%, which could be 1%, and then it shows you your outcome that you can expect by the end of the month. It shows you like, it can kind of like show you every single thing, right? It can show you every single sample size for the next month before the month even ends. It can show you like, look, if you take this trade on Monday and you secure 1%, on Tuesday you could take a loss potentially with 1%. So you need to have that sort of plan in place, and if you do, then yeah, it becomes very objective. Okay, again, look, what was the job of this candle? The job of this candle was to retest the resistance, and then from there either start rejecting or start giving you a pullback. So again, we understand that the pullback level is about to be retested, right? But if we start to go past this pullback level, then most likely gold is ready to sell off for the rest of the day. And what scenario can we expect? Well, we can expect the daily lows to start breaking and for gold to start retesting the previous daily lows, and then from there we can start dropping for the rest of the session, and then it becomes a fake out, right? So how do you usually trade a fake out on gold? Let me also try and annotate this so you guys will remember this for the next time. Look, we had a resistance here, we saw a closure above the resistance, right? But now this was the closure candle, right? Look at that. The job of the next candle was to either break above and close above and give you a confirmation, or it was to reject. So guess what they've done? They gave you a break above, they retested the 72 level, which is a key level. Over here we can see to the left many rejections, and then it ended up closing as a rejection candle. So now the job of this candle is to either cause a fake out once again, it means break the highs of the previous candle, or it needs to respect the resistance candle, and then that's where we can start looking for the correction to the downside, and then this area here becomes your next target, right? So again, some patience are required today. We've got plenty of scenarios setting up, and the minute they set up we can execute on it. But as I said, this is a very big rejection area, that's why I'm staying out of a sell position. And as you guys can see, gold has rejected 16 pips from our correction level, and if it gives us a rejection and it ends up giving us a super bullish close on the next candle, the next 1H, we can look for that buy position back up to the top side, since now you're closing back above the 4H 50% as well as your daily 50%, and it's becoming a very nice rejection here. We just need a nice clean closure back above this resistance here, and then yes sir, there we go, look at this rejection. Okay, any closure above this, guys, the next candle should give us a clean buy position, honestly. But until then, it's technically just an upper wick, right? Let's see. Some more confirmations are required. Some more confirmations are required for sure. But guys, how was everyone's weekend? What did you guys get up to? And again, this week is super big. It's a really big week, guys. We can make a lot of money together, but at the end of the day, make sure you guys don't rush into anything. You're super disciplined this week. Keep your risk in check. Don't hesitate. If your trading plan allows you to risk 3%, then risk 3%. Again, I can't really give you guys any sort of tips when it comes to like risk, because it really depends on your account size, it depends on your plan. But if your plan allows you to actually go crazy this week, then make sure you go crazy this week, because this week is a very volatile week. But if you are in a stage where your accounts do not allow you to go crazy this week and you have to be very disciplined, then ignore all the noise, because it's just a noise. The news is just a noise, right? If you can't go crazy this week. But when I say crazy, what I'm trying to say is, let's say if your plans allow you to risk a lot this week because you have a buffer, because you've been winning for the past month or two and you've built a very decent buffer, you've hit your profit targets, and you can actually have some fun this week, then yeah, most definitely capitalize on this opportunity. But if you haven't been consistent for the past 2 months, you've maybe had break-even months, or maybe even, you know, you've been in profits but very small profits, or, you know, even slight losses, which is part of the game, then yeah, just stay very disciplined. This week is just like any other week, is a normal week for you. So you see, it really depends what sort of a stage you're in, and that's what trading really is about, guys. Okay, so if we can get closure above this, as I said, I'm really interested in that buy position, because as I anticipated, gold will reject from here. And now look, you're seeing a very nice rejection on this 4H, right? The job of this 4H was to either give you a pullback and then start pumping back up, or the job of this candle was to give you a pullback to the 50% area, then start pulling back up to the current 4H 50%, which will be essentially right here. And from there, start rejecting again. So let's just mark this out quickly. Previous 4H ended up closing bullish as well. So we have a confirmation on the previous 4H. This 4H has given you the pullback. So price action is actually quite sustainable. Going based off the 4H now, we understand the behavior of the markets. When the new 4H does approach, it will be a very clean open and pump. So if we start to actually see price going past this 63 area, 1963, I think we have a resistance over here. Look at this, right? Look at this. So if we can get closure above this, guys, I think it's a very clean buy position. Honestly, it's a very nice buy position if we can get closure above this. This is your, again, what's the area? Is your 63.95 level. Yeah, anything above this, you're looking for that sort of upper wick retest. You're looking for the 4H upper wick retest. Look to the left as well. Look to the left. Look to the left. Yes, this is the resistance area. Support, resistance, resistance. So closure above this for a buy position makes plenty of sense. We just need a closure, and then we need a breakout candle. And it really depends what kind of closure we get as well. As I said, we need something with momentum, right? Because look what's happened. There are a couple of things we've seen. Upper wick done. This was the retest, daily highs retested. And then from there, they gave you a retest. But one thing which they did not do was retest the 50% on the 4H, and now they've retested the 50% on the 4H. So technically the price action is more sustainable, right? They've got the cheapest price possible if they want to take the price up. So if they start to now make this previous resistance invalid, which is up here, then from there it's a very high probability trade up to this range, up to daily highs. So this is our profit taking level, right? This resistance area to the left, we can start making a risk free and let the rest run up to the daily highs. And the minute it starts to clear the daily highs, then we understand that it can spike up to your 1972 level. Until then, it can also give you a very nice clean sell position, but you do need to wait for some sort of a confirmation. For a sell position, a confirmation will be a closure below this support area here, because then you're making that sort of 4H 50% level invalid, right? So if we look to the left, do we have some sort of support levels? Yes, we do. We have a support level just here. And so if we can, yeah, essentially, like, you know, this is the resistance we've cleared. If we see a closure back below this resistance, then yeah, it's basically the same sort of concept, right? We're looking for a fake out. So if we start to break past this resistance and then start closing back below this resistance, then this whole move to the top side just becomes a fake out. And from there, most likely we will start coming down to retest the daily lows. So this is where now below this, you've got clean sell position. Above this, you've got a clean buy position, and this here will be your no trade range, in my opinion. So yeah, let's give it a little bit. Let's just let it set up, and then from there, we will take it. Looking to the left, looking to the left, looking to the left. Yeah, this is the support area. Okay, we will just say sells below here then. Okay, now we just need to let this set up, and as soon as it sets up, let's take it. So the scenarios which we are trading, I'll show you guys on the playbook as well. So to the top side, we are trading this scenario here. This is a scenario which we are trading to the top side for H, 50% pullback, and then from there it will start to pump up. That's the scenario for buy position. And then to the downside is your 4H 50% breakout. So breakout means it will go past this 50% area, and then from there it will come down to retest the daily lows as well as the previous 4H lows, which is actually all the way down here as well. So you guys can see the scenarios here. They are setting up, but you just need to wait for those confirmations. Anything within this range here becomes very tricky because there is that undecision in the market. So I wouldn't take anything within this range. I would rather stay out of it, take something below or take something above. And we know with the new 4H, there will be a lot of volatility kicking into the markets. Yeah, something below this will be super clean to the downside as well. I can see it playing up very nicely. And then you've got the Wakefield scenario here. Very nice Wakefield scenario down till the lows. And once we start to go past the lows, then technically what's happening is you're causing a double top and then a fake out. And if it becomes a fake out, you've got so much room to the downside, because if you actually look at the look at this massive bullish candle, right? If you actually pay attention to the 50% area, it was so much room, honestly. Gold can start dropping down to at least this area. At least this area. So if you look to the left, look at this. Nice rejection here. This could be a target to the downside if this sets up. And yeah, it's rejecting. So let's see what they give us. Nino, take over for 2 minutes, bro. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. Yeah, Jay, talking about the weather, bro. Like, yeah, in Portugal, like, probably is not as hot as London, because London is not a country that is very hot, you know. Portugal either, you know. Portugal is not very hot, but in the summer, oh man, starts to get hot, bro, over here. Bro, even now, I'm gonna tell you. Today was like 26, you know, but it's hot, you know. Doesn't look like 26, looks like 30, you know. Where are you from, bro? Semita. Oh, you're from Manchester. 31, bro. In Manchester, bro. Damn. 31 degrees, bro, in Manchester. Yeah. It's hot, bro. Sri Lanka. Let's see. Looks like Portugal is the coldest now. 31 degrees in Sri Lanka too, so yeah, guys. No, oh, my friend information. How are you, bro? Don't see you a long time information. No, bro. You're not seen.
Man, this country's weather is so bipolar, bro. Like, literally, it seems like we're about to have a storm here.
Oh, man.
It's insane, man. It's insane.
Bolton. Yeah, I think I heard about Bolton.
Ever heard about Bolton? Yeah, I've got cousins there actually. It's near Manchester. I think it's half an hour from Manchester. Yeah, I've got cousins there. I've been to
I
Bolton.
remember Bolton because of FIFA. I think
FIFA?
there's some team in Bolton.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a small town, man. But bro, when I went to Bolton, everything literally is a ghost town after like I think 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. And we're not used to something like that in London, because in London everything's open till late. When I went to Bolton, oh man, it's like a ghost town. After like 6 p.m, bro, there is nothing open. Nothing's open. Bro, it's a ghost town. It's like a whole way, it's a whole different way of life in Bolton compared to like where I live. It's completely different. It's very peaceful though, that's for sure. Super peaceful. I work in Bolton. Oh man, that's far away. It's really far away. From me, I think Bolton is about almost 5 hours away.
Damn.
Yeah, it's quite far away. Because it's the north. What's happening, Samita? How are you, my brother? Samita made the best reel last week, man. Honestly, it was so nice. But yeah, again, we're just waiting for those confirmations. As I mentioned earlier, within this range, it's sort of just indecisive, the price action that we have. We need something back above this, then it makes plenty of sense for it to start spiking up. And yeah, we've got this resistance here. If we do see a nice clean bullish closure above this, the next candle can essentially just give us that pump back up to the daily highs. Until then, this will be a no trade range for me. I'm not very interested in taking anything, and this is where it will pay if you can wait. When it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. Okay, it is coming up. Again, I've shown you guys the two scenarios which I'm interested in. Either it's a pullback and now they take the price up, or it's a breakout. And with the new 4H, we understand that it usually goes one way. So if this 4H also ends up closing as like a, technically as a breather candle, rather than a resistance candle, then the next 4H can give us that breakout to the top side, right? Otherwise, we can just wait for the next 4H to open and break the lows, and then from there we can look for the drop. But most likely, the way price is rejecting now, if we do get a closure above this with the new 4H, it could be a very nice position to the top side, because the kind of candle that I'm interested in, it's this kind of candle. If I can just annotate, I need something super volatile. So obviously, first of all, I need a bullish closure above this. So this candle here, leaving a massive wick to the downside, giving us this 4H 50% retest, which we anticipated, giving us a closure above. And then the next candle, because we understand the behavior of the markets, the new 4H usually gives you a very small low, very small retest. It doesn't give you a full retest anymore, the full correction. It gives you a very small pullback before it pumps up. So this could be your small pullback, and then from here spike up. This is where you can technically start making it risk free. and you just let the rest run up till your daily highs, and once it goes past this area, that's when it will start flying to the next key area. You've got plenty of rejection areas, right? But this is essentially what I'm looking for. This is what I'm interested in. If we can get something like this setting up, it will be a beautiful play to the top side. Whereas with the downside plays now, it needs to be something below this area that we have on the 4H. Oh, okay, there we go. Hi bro, really become your fan. Oh, thank you so much bro, appreciate that. Good DA bro, off to blow some accounts these days, sit on my hand. Yeah man, now we're here bro, no one's blowing up their accounts anymore. We're here to stay in this YouTube scene. No one will blow their accounts up. No more 200 pip, 100 pip SLs and 10 pip take profits. It's a war. We started a war, guys. I had his whole army attacking me after making that rule. You guys don't understand the amount of hate I was getting. There we go. Okay, if we do get closure above this, let's look for that buy position on the break above. But again, I do need a closure above though. I do need a closure above. Until then, this is a tricky area. If they don't give us a closure above, then most likely I'll wait for the first 15 minutes to give me that closure above. Again, it's a very clean day. It will be heavily based on technicals. I don't see any fundamentals. This is around 6 p.m, so it's none of our business. It's not our session. Tomorrow we've got CPI, then FOMC. Tomorrow is going to be super fun. I can't wait for tomorrow, guys. I love FOMC, honestly. I have a 90 to 95% win rate on FOMC, and usually gold will spike up minimum of like the whole intraday range will be a minimum of 300 to 400 pips during FOMC. So let's say if it's a buy position, it can give you at least 200 pips. So FOMC is my favorite news event that I like to trade, honestly. But yeah, it's just a waiting game now. We got our areas marked out. We just need those confirmations. Until then, we just stay out of it. We've got 3 more minutes left before the new 4H opens up. Guess what? We are seeing a resistance candle here, potentially a resistance candle here being established. If we do see a resistance candle here and we are trading below the CD 50%, which is the current daily 50%, after seeing a pullback back up to this resistance, and then this candle here ends up closing as a bearish candle, engulfing bearish candle, then the next breakout becomes valid. With the next candle, the breakout below this becomes valid. Why does it become valid? Because look, it has given us the pullback which we needed, and now if it starts to give us a closure below the daily 50% area, which is a major area for us, it will technically start turning your intraday range bearish. With the new 4H, we understand the behavior. The markets become super volatile, and it usually goes one way rather than giving you, you know, a clean sustainable play. It just gives you a very impulsive play, right? So let's see. So far this is not a good confirmation for me to look for any impulsive plays. I will be staying out even if it does give me a breakout. Same thing applies to the top side. You could look for something above this. Yes, you could, but it would again be an impulsive play since you don't have any sort of closure. But it is closing as a breather candle. It has given you a spike down after giving you that sort of retest, but again it could be maybe a 15-minute fake out structure. You know, if this gives you a closure below and the next one opens and spikes up, it could be a fake out on the 15 minutes. We've seen this play out so many times. Really just depends what they do here now. Really just depends. We've got another minute left now for the new 4H to open. 1 more minute left. Bro, how do you trade FOMC? Wait, I can't see the chat. Give me a second. Buy and sell stops or trade after the news has released? We don't use buy and sell stops, no. We never use buy and sell stops. That's the most dangerous thing you can do, especially on FOMC. No buys. You need to first of all wait for the liquidity plays in the markets. Once the liquidity play is done, that's when they give you the actual move. They don't, it's not as simple as buys and sell stops. Buys and sell stops can give you like 10-20 pip skills, but that's about it. If you want to actually capitalize on the whole sort of like play, then you do need to wait for the liquidity play. You need to wait for your confirmations, and then you just start scaling in. because once they actually give you a pump, it never comes back. You just need to wait for the pump to start. From there it just flies, honestly. Okay, so yeah, nothing so far. Still quite indecisive in my opinion, super indecisive so far. So yeah, let's just wait for it. Super indecisive so far. Anything above this though, the thing is, by the time it actually even gives you a breakout above this, your candle will be pushing around 20 pips. And so if it's a slow volatile session, it can push up 20 pips and then start rejecting again. So I think we need something that opens above here and then gives us that spike up. So the New York Stock Exchange maybe, or maybe the last 15 minutes of this 4H. Yeah, let's see. But it depends what kind of volatility we start to see in the markets now, because the whole intraday hasn't even given us 90 pips, right? So even a breakout above this, it just depends what kind of volatility we get. Usually the volatility does start to pick up with the new 4H. But again, the only thing I have in the markets at the moment is this bullish confirmation and then this resistance candle now. So either this candle here becomes the pump up candle and then the previous was just a pullback as well as a breather candle, or this candle here just starts to again reject and turns the previous candle into technically a resistance candle, right? But yeah, this is the kind of behavior we want to see. Let's see if we were to take something here, how big the SO will be. Around 20 pips. Do have the range. We do have the range. 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, at least gonna wait for the first 15 minutes to give me some sort of a closure up here. It's tricky because I need a lot of volatility to kick in, and yeah, it's kind of just consolidating at the moment, to be fair. Yeah, look at that, another rejection, double top, double rejection. Yeah, still just got to stay out of it for now. Very indecisive price action. 4H has given us the upper wick now. If it gives us a break below this now, then you've got plenty of room to the downside, because if you start to make the 4H 50% level invalid, but the thing is, right, break below this, I need to see like a nice clean break below this, at least like 5 pips plus. Then you are starting to, you know, go past the 50% area. But until then, it becomes a bit tricky. But if it does start to go past this area around like 5-6 pips, then the break becomes invalid, right? It becomes valid, no, invalid, my bad. So let's see, because if the first 15 minutes can give us this break, next 15 minutes can give us that pullback, and then from there we can just start selling the markets. Yeah, it makes sense. Then you'll have the 4H confirmation as well, that this is the resistance candle, and then this is technically the confirmation candle, which can start selling off. Because again, let's block out all of this noise to the left. If we can ignore everything to the left now, look, it just makes your life so much easier, doesn't it? Because I think we are all visual creatures as well, and to a certain extent, if you look to the left, it will start to throw you off. But now when you have blocked all the noise to the left and you just look at this, guess what? It's a very clean candle which we can replicate to the downside, right? But we just need a confirmation below this, because there is that sort of scenario where it can give you a breakout, but again, just it can spike down maybe 5-10 pips and then from there start pumping back up. So if we can get closure below this as well as a breakout below this, then it's a very nice confirmation, and then we've got all of this room to the downside. From here, from the breakout area to the support area is about 38 pips, so plenty of range. And again, the daily hasn't even moved about 100 pips. So if they do want to start selling the markets for the rest of the day, you are basically selling the top side. You're selling the top side. This is the highest on the intraday, so you can get a lot to the downside, honestly. Even if it starts to break below the daily lows now, let's say you're selling the markets from here, this could give you 50 pips. And if they do start to go past this area, then just look to the left, guys. It was such a nice range, such a nice range. But you do need to wait for those confirmations. Can't just jump into the markets. Need to have patience, honestly. But it can pay you big time. Okay, it's forming a low and now it's again rejecting. After forming a low, if it starts to reject the daily 50%, we have retested the 4H 50% as well. What business does it have breaking past this area now? Oh, maybe because it wants to push up. But again, if you look to the left once again, above this area, you've only got about 10-12 pips before you can essentially start rejecting again. That's the only issue we have, right? That's the only issue we have. But let's just let it form. Sales are looking more likely below 19. What does it say? 1961 level, I think. 1961. Yeah. It makes plenty of sense below 1960-61. Until then, it is a little bit tricky because they can break the lows here, but they can start forming the double bottom on the 4H. And that's something which is very common when you're trading gold. This scenario is very common. It shows up a lot of the times, which is the double bottom scenario on the 4H. So we just need to protect ourselves from the double top, double bottom scenarios. And if it is a genuine breakout, then guess what? There will be some sort of a pullback. Even if it's a very small pullback, we can still capitalize on it. We just need to wait for the confirmations. That's all it is. It's a Monday, so you gotta be a little bit conservative, to be fair. It's the first day back, guys. You know, this is when you really want to put yourself in that psychological state which will support you for the rest of the week. If you just like start off with a bad habit, you know, first day back, then guess what? It will carry on for the rest of the week. If you start just, you know, if you take an impulsive position now and you're not patient enough, guess what? Most likely you'll do the same thing tomorrow. But if you are patient today, if you have patience, you're disciplined, guess what? Most likely you will also do the same thing tomorrow. We're creatures of our habits, right? So let's build good habits, especially first day back. You want to be super conservative. Yeah, break below this, most likely they'll start to give you that drop. Again, look at the 4H now. Let's see. If we can also get some sort of a closure, the next 15 minutes can give us that next leg down. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. Very nice retest up here. Break below this, we should start selling off. Very nice, very nice. But I just want to clear this range. I just want to be extra bit careful near this level here. But once we do start to see a closure below this, anything past will be a nice sell position. We will be looking to target this area here. And so, as I said, below this area here, we have about 36 pips. Very nice, very nice. It's starting to retest our area. We're looking for sell positions here, so let's see. I mean, any big rejections now could also give you that nasty spike up. That's the thing. Let's see what they do. Oh, look at that rejection. See, gold is starting to reject this key area of ours. we need a breakout below this for a sell position. If we start to reject this area and it starts to give us a breakout above this, then we're looking for a buy position. We need a breakout below this area for a sell position, and gold will drop at least down to your 1957 level if we start breaking out of this area. So a breakout from here can take us all the way down to 1957, 1956. So you can capitalize on at least 20 to 30 pips below this area, even up to even more, to be honest. But we believe in securing profits rather than just letting the whole position run, because when you secure profits, it's also boosting up your psychology. That's why we love securing profits. If you are someone who likes the 1 to 2, 1 to 3 R2Rs, then you need to be prepared for getting stopped out. A lot of the times you will get stopped out. And then if you're someone who likes that sort of reassurance every single day that you are profitable, then this is the best approach. But if you're someone, it doesn't really affect you if you take a loss or a win, then you can let your trades play out. But for someone like me, I love the reassurance. I love to know that I'm profitable every single day. So securing small profits is the way, for me, is the way to go. You have another 4 minutes left before we see a closure on this 15 minutes. And look, it's rejecting our 4H 50% level. As I said, either we will see a rejection from here, and then from here it will start to flip bullish and give us a buy position, or it will give us a breakout and a sell position. We just need to wait. Such a big week though, such a big week.
OMC is coming.
Yes sir, FOMC is coming for sure. And we also have NYSE coming up soon, so
yeah,
let's see what they can do with NYSE, because it's a super volatile open. And if they don't give you anything now, then yeah, New York Stock Exchange is your best bet. Waiting for New York Stock Exchange open is your best bet for sure. There we go. Okay, it's starting to come down again. It's not giving us a big rejection from this area, so if we actually do start to see a closure below this resistance here, the previous resistance area, then it's becoming a fake out, and then most likely it would like to start coming down to the daily lows. And so as I said, from here till the daily lows is about 28 pips, and once we go past daily lows till the 4H support is 56, and then your previous daily correction level is around 50 pips. So you can get around 50 pips on this drop if it sets up. But it can give you a really massive rejection from here as well, so you do want to have patience, right? And to be extra bit careful here. Have a look at the 1 minute chart, bro. Rejection from that level? No. I'm not interested in 1 minute. It's not a rejection. 1 minute is not valid confirmation. If you took a buy here, you're about to get taken out. It's just a pullback. It's not rejection. I'm staying away from the 1 minute. Guys, I used to scalp the 1 minute time frame, and you can't take a position here on the 1 minute. The positions that you're looking for are all the way up here. As soon as you see a rejection from up here, you're selling the markets. It's sniper entries. Anything here, you can't use the 1 minute time frame, because there's a big potential of a rejection happening here. So you cannot use the 1 minute time frame. Okay, they are giving us a breakout now. Okay, so on the next 15 minutes at this point, right? How big is this candle first of all? But it's also the first candle technically closing below. They are giving us a breakout closure, something like this. maybe with the next 15 minutes. Let's wait. They have given us a breakout now of around 6 pips. Very nice breakout. Maybe minimum pullback on this candle here and next drop here. The volatility is there. But the issue is because it's the last 15 minutes, even if this closes as like a breather candle, NYSE can just take you all the way back up. Yeah, I think it will be best to wait for a closure and then take something with NYSE. Yeah, because look at the way the previous candle closed. Super. And then you've got this support coming up here as well. Honestly, I think it will be best to wait for a closure. It will be the smarter thing to do. Because again, it's this area here. It's a very dangerous area that we are trading at. And we do not have this closure that we want to see. So this will again technically be an impulsive entry, right? You can most likely get this TP if you go based off the 15-minute closure, but when you understand that you've got such a massive range on the daily, it hasn't even moved about 100 pips. Do you really want to be impulsive? Do you really want to be impulsive when you got New York Stock Exchange coming up? And the thing with New York Stock Exchange is, right, if this candle here ends up even closing as a slight support candle, NYSE will take you all the way back up to the daily highs. So because I want to keep myself protected, I will not be looking for anything until I get the closure. I think I need to go get my wings now. It's that time, guys.
Time for the wings.
Bro, I'm gonna go get myself an energy drink. I will be right back.
Okay.
But yeah, if it was any other day, I would take a position here, but because it's a Monday, we can just stay out of this and be conservative, right? But yeah, I gotta go grab my energy drink, guys. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
One minute chart is dangerous, bro. Go bear. And we used to trade 1 minute, man. The headache that we get, bro, after trading 1 minute, bro. It's crazy. Very intense trading 1 minute, man. Yeah, bro. I understand you, man, but crazy, man. 1 minute is crazy. But yeah, guys, if you took this trade, you're running about 20 pips, 20 pips in profit. So if you can start making it risk-free or even taking some profits, go in position. Okay, now the TP2 is approaching. This is the TP2. If you guys took some profits here, let the rest run till here and till here. Daily lows. But yeah, bro, you bear even on the 1 minute, sometimes you can get confused, you know. But the 5 minutes, I think, is when you can see sometimes more clearly, you know, because the 1 minute is kind of vague. Oh, approaching the TP2. You guys took this one. Let me know if someone took this trade.
Very nice, played out very nicely. Very nicely.
Yeah.
Very nicely. Yeah. Make sure you guys are securing though. This is your TP2 area.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Let the rest just run.
That's what I'm saying, bro. On TP1 hit, we are approaching almost TP2.
I thought you have to wait for closure. Yeah. We're waiting for closure as well. But as I said, if you want to take an impulsive entry, then this is why we gave this out. It really just depends on you guys, right? We gave out the idea, the scenario. We're personally waiting for closure ourselves. But if you took the impulsive play, then yeah, technically you want to make it risk-free now. And very nice position. I did mention below this, right? You will have at least 27 pips to 30 pips that you can capitalize on, and there we go. Technically this trade has given you about 30 pips now. So again, right, the 4H is just giving us a very, very nice breakout at this point, right? So with the NYSE, we're looking for that next sort of dump, because one thing I do want to mention is the ranges that we're trading within. This is your daily lows now being retested, daily low area, and anything past this now, if we actually do start to break below the previous daily lows at this point now, it will be such a nice position, honestly. And at this point we have that closure as well on the 30 minutes, which we needed below this support area. We technically just need that sort of, you know, with the New York Stock Exchange open, I want to see the breather candle and then the breakout candle sort of thing, right? 5 more minutes left. But yeah, as I mentioned, with the 15-minute, this impulsive position will play out very nicely. And you guys can see this now. It has dropped. Very nice play so far. With the New York Stock Exchange, we should get a low volatility. Going based off the 4H, we are most likely about to cause a fake out scenario once we go past this area, and once it goes past this area, it will turn into a Titanic, honestly, since it will be breaking past the 4H candle. And below this now, you've got such a nice range. Even just going based off this 4H candle here, it was such a nice clean range, guys. Such a nice range to the downside. Oh, let me just mark this out, give me a second. Yeah, look at that. You've got a very nice range down to this resistance area here. There we go. Very clean. 1950 could be the next target. 1950 area for sure could be the next target. How much has the daily moved altogether? Daily's about to give you that breakout, so most likely once the breakout plays here, then we're about to see that correction, right? Again, let me show you guys correction area all the way down here, which is your 55 level. From there, what they can do now is, you know, they can also cause a double bottom down here on the daily. So we do need to be cautious. Essentially, this is like your main TP getting hit, which I did give out, right? This is where you technically want to secure. You're up more than 1 to 1 hour to up on this trade anyway. So this is technically where you want to start coming out. And 3 more minutes left. Let's see what they do in the next 3 minutes. Very nice bearish candle. Very nice. Again, don't want to rush into anything, but again, emphasis on the daily range. It is very small. It has only moved about 100 pips, so you can push down another 100 pips for sure. If we get a breakout, then, you know, technically you have the resistance candle, and this is turning into a breakout candle. And if it does give us a breakout, then we've got a very nice range to the downside, and all we need is just a pullback and dump. We would just need a pullback. So maybe the first 15 minutes could give us a pullback. Last 15 minutes start sending the markets. Yeah. Look how big this candle was though. Very nice. Massive candle. 70 pips this candle. Wow. A 70 pip candle. But again, technically, looking at this area, just need to be careful, guys. Selling the lows here, silly, very silly play. Pullback and a sell-off would be something I'm interested in. Selling the lows again, very silly due to the rejections. Got to think logically. Just because it's giving you it doesn't have a 200 pip range doesn't mean you start selling these rejection areas, because again 200 pip range could form to the top side as well. Maybe this is the lowest done now, they can start pushing the price up, so you do want to be extra big cautious here near these areas, because there's always that chance that this can cause a fake out, right? It just starts to pump back up. So let's just give it a little bit just to give us the pullback. As soon as the pullback is done, from there we can start taking it downtown. Oh, 4H lows are being retested. This is your NYSE volatility. Scenarios we have is the 4H 50% breakout, which is done now. You've got the daily lows at this point approaching. What scenarios do we have near daily lows? We've got 4H daily lows rejection. You've got daily 50% retest, which is also coming up. You've got the daily lows fake out. Okay, we've got the daily lows fake out. You've got the daily lows fake out scenario, which could set up here with the 4H double bottom. If it is a daily lows fake out, we are technically breaking below the daily lows at this point now. It really depends what the next candle does, either causes a fake out or just starts to dump again with the New York Stock Exchange open. First 5 minutes are very tricky, so for the first 5 minutes best to just stay out. But since we have plenty of range to the downside as well as to the top side, just need to have patience. It's starting to break out of the daily lows at this point, previous daily lows. Let's just see if this is something sustainable. If it holds, then on the next 5 minutes or so, we should see gold sinking. You're breaking off the previous daily lows at this point. Either this will become a fake out and essentially a liquidity play, because you need to understand they are taking out a lot of the orders here, and this is essentially the best area for them to now start driving the price back up, because again, the concept of grabbing the cheapest price possible. So if they have grabbed the cheapest price possible and they want to take the price up for the rest of the session, we understand that usually gold will move about 200 pips in one direction. So think about it, if they want to cause a fake out now to the top side, right? Look at this, almost 170 pip range. So any rejections from here, if the rejections are valid, you guys can see gold pumping up for the rest of the day. Honestly, this is something which I have seen playing out so many times, because there is no reason for you to FOMO into anything. It's only moved up 100 pips, or this becomes a breakout, right? If it becomes a breakout, then all of this range to the downside, you're targeting these areas here to the left. All of these areas here are essentially giving you a clean target to the downside if you start selling the markets, right? But again, look at the retest now, and look at the way it's reacting with the New York Stock Exchange open. That's why we never take anything on the first 5 minutes, because look at this, right? But anyway, your main TP technically got hit on that position. If you guys took it, it was a very nice clean sell off, impulsive play. So let's just let this do its thing now. As I mentioned earlier, either you will form a support candle here in the first 15 minutes, and next one will break the support candle, giving you a clean sell-off, or you will form a support candle here on the first 30 minutes, and then gold will start spiking up for the rest of the session. But I do want to take something within this 30 minutes, so I will be going based off 15-minute confirmations, that's for sure. But these are your, again, 4H rejecting daily lows. How many times have we traded this? So many times, right? And so essentially, if you actually do see this candle here giving you a rejection now, look at this. This is the 50% level, right? Let's actually just remeasure everything. Let's just be active here on the charts. Let's again mark out the daily range. The daily highs are just up here. This is your daily highs. Daily lows are all the way down here. Let me just be precise. You guys know me. I love to be precise with my levels. If you're precise with your levels, you will also have very precise TPs as well as very precise stop losses, right? So you have to be precise with your levels. Like every 2-3 pip makes a big difference, guys. Now let's put this and look for the halfway mark on the daily range, the 50% level, which is again something we do use for our confirmations. That's part of our strategy. So let's mark out the 50% level, and then from there see what price does. Because intraday now is bearish, it's also giving you break below the previous daily lows, so it's becoming super bearish. So technically we just need a pullback to start selling the markets now for the rest of the day, right? As long as this is not a rejection and it's a valid breakout, we just need a pullback. So at this point, 61.42, because the 4H is bearish as well. 61.42, 42, 42, 42. So essentially now we are looking for just a pullback on the 15 minutes or something, just a pullback, and then from there we're looking for the next leg down, the next sell-off. Yeah, we just technically need something here, just a pullback, and the next one breaks the lows. I'm anticipating a sell-off using the highs as a stop loss. Whatever highs it gives us will be the stop loss. Again, I understand that we are selling the daily lows, but the daily has only moved about 100 pips. So if it was a 200 pip candle, then I would never ever sell the daily lows. But yeah, you got plenty of room to the downside, right? So there we go. Let's see what it does. Ooh, even below this support here, guys. Oof, look at this. Can you guys see this, right? Oh, man, below this support area, look to the left. Holy smokes. Imagine if we can replicate this today. That would be amazing, right? Honestly, that would be amazing, replicating this whole move. And we can see usually a lot of order flow kicking in, and it's a very clean traffic sort of area. Looking at here, look at this, look at this. So we can maybe replicate something like this, right? A very nice impulsive drop, and usually the spike down starts from down here. So you could wait for a confirmation below this, just to be extra safe. You could wait for just a closure below this, and then from there try and replicate something like this. The sell-off started all the way from here, as we can see. It was an open and a clean drop from here. This was your highs for the sell-off. So this will also be below the support area, right? Yeah, look at this. So you could look for that next position. You just need a closure below this, essentially. Until then, what could happen? Well, you could obviously see the spike back up. It could be a rejection. Looking at the 15 minutes, maybe the 15 minutes can give us something below this. And then the last 15 minutes could drop the price. Maybe they could give you an upper wick, maybe a closure below this. Something, let me just try and annotate this. With the New York Stock Exchange open, we should have a lot of momentum in the markets. And it hasn't done anything just yet, so it is setting up for something big for sure. Yeah, honestly, below this, you've got such a nice range. Look at this. Look at this range. Such a nice range. We really do have a nice range to the downside. Any pullbacks and a drop would be a nice scenario. So far, you're technically still just trading within this consolidation, right? Because look at this. you're trading within this range as of yet, and you've had your leg down, but again, it's just a range that you're trading within. You haven't really seen a breakout yet. So if this candle does give us a breakout now, anything below this becomes your next area. So all of this becomes your tradable range, and within this range is when you can start securing your profits. Or if they do not want to break, if they don't want to break the range, if they don't want to break the lows of the range, which is this area, then most likely how price action works within a consolidation. What is a consolidation? Well, consolidation is a range. It's an area where price is trapped in this area. So we can see price is trapped in this area here, and if they are not ready to sell the markets, they will take the markets back up to retest the highs of the consolidation. So you've got different scenarios setting up, right? Let's just wait for it. But anything below this now, you've got such a nice range. You've got such a nice range. You kind of want to make it risk-free near these rejections, since they are a bit tricky. But anything past it, it will start sinking. Until then, we need to also be very fluid in the markets. Look at the daily. It could just be a liquidity play. It could just be a liquidity play. And if it is a liquidity play, then essentially they would not come down and break the lows anymore. They will give us a very nice spike up and a closure above. And then from there, again, as I mentioned earlier as well, they will start to bring the price all the way back up to the consolidation highs. So from here, this could be a pullback done now. This could be the lows formed for the day, and now they can start taking the price up for the rest of the day, because technically it hasn't really given you any sort of a valid breakout below this until you actually see a nice clean breakout past this area and actually a closure below this, below the previous daily lows. It can just be a retest, and from here usually this is the key area, right? From here usually gold spikes up like 160 pips. So you can still see a very big, massive buy position setting up. I think you just need to have some patience, right? Have you taken any trades yet? No, we haven't taken any trades personally, but we gave out this sell position here on the stream, which played out very nicely. But me personally, on our accounts, we haven't taken anything yet. We don't like to be impulsive on Mondays, but we gave the position out, and yeah, it did play out very nicely, around 50 pips on the breakout, on the 4H breakout, this area here. But again, keep this area here, consider this area here. These are the lows now for gold to start pumping up. This is a major area, and there is no way I would sell the lows here. Impossible. When you consider something like this, I would not sell the lows. But if it does give me a decent pullback and it breaks the lows, then I would be interested for sure. But I do need a pullback first though. So this is the first 15 minutes done now. What can the next 15 minutes do? Are they going to start taking the price back up? Even the retest of the previous 4H 50%, how far is that level? If let's say we are to anticipate a retest, well, it's up here. But I just don't want to trade against the intraday trend. The momentum is to the downside. I just don't want to go against it unless I have at least 30 minutes to 1H confirmations. Looking at the 1H, yeah, is this support area? Is this support area? Anything below this, so nice, so nice. We can replicate something like this. It's actually so nice. Until then, it's a bit tricky, this area, but it is a super bearish candle. The 4H is a bearish candle. The 1H is a bearish candle. The 30 minutes, again, giving us some sort of rejections from here. New York Stock Exchange open. 4H 50% level is up here. Your 59.95 area of reversal. Potential area of reversal 59.95. Current 4H 50%. potential area of reversal on gold is 59.95, or it will be that 61.44, which is the current daily 50%. But as long as we're trading below these areas, you're just looking for a pullback and a sell-off, because the intraday range is bearish, and most likely it wants to give you a new low because it needs to go one way, up or down. Very nice breather candle. If it does break the lows here, it could make sense for you to start selling the markets. Very tricky area though, I'll be real with you guys. It is a tricky area, unless looking to the left, looking to the left, looking to the left. You could secure your 50% on this though. SO's above. But that's the thing though, if it does break below now, you're kind of like expecting the momentum, the NYSE momentum, to give you something below this. And because it's only a 100 pip range, the daily is quite bearish. It needs to go somewhere, right? 4H is also giving you a breakout. You know what? Let's look for something here actually. With the momentum, kind of like make a risk free as soon as it gives you a break below. It is an impulsive play though, but at the same time, the momentum is to the downside. The whole range is bearish, and this is your NYSE. If the NYSE gives us a break below this now, it could give you something very nice. This is the breather candle which we anticipated, and so break below this, they want to give you a new low. But the only issue I have is these rejections here. But again, if it's a breakout on the daily, then guess what? You've got plenty of range to the downside. Plenty and plenty of range to the downside. And you could make it risk-free as soon as it technically starts to tap the first rejection area, which could be just here. This could be like your TP1, but let's again look at the range. Yeah, you could make it risk-free at the TP1 area. Makes sense. It does make sense. It does make sense. They are giving you the breakout as well. It has no business breaking back above if it gives you a breakout now. You know what is this support? I don't like it. Let's stay off it. Let's stay off it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm gonna stay off it. I don't like this support. Most likely it's gonna drop now. Yes, most likely. But I just don't like the support, honestly. I'm gonna stay off it personally. I'm gonna stay off it. I don't like this support area here. Like, it most likely will drop, but these rejections here are just throwing me off, man. I'm gonna stay off it. I'm not taking this. I don't like it. The rejections are throwing me off, honestly. They're throwing me off, but most likely it's going to drop because again, daily's only moved up 100 pips. So most likely they will drop the price now, since the previous daily lows have also been violated. The whole intraday range is quite bearish. Everything's bearish. This is your NYSE momentum, most likely can give you that drop. But the thing is, right, because it's an open candle, they can also kind of like close it bullish from the support area, and anything that closes bullish from the support area, oh boy, it's gonna pump. But if we do wait for some sort of closure below this, then the next candle can give you a very nice sell-off, right? So I will be staying out of here. I don't mind staying out of here, honestly. I don't care. Yeah, Lego. It's most likely gonna drop, most likely. But if you guys took it, make it risk-free again, because your TP1 area did get hit, but I'm staying out of here. I'm gonna stay out of here. But yeah, your TP1 area is getting hit, so if you did take it, make it risk-free. As I mentioned, this is where you want to make it risk-free. And yeah, just let the rest run because you've got plenty of range to the downside. Next area where you want to secure some more profits will be just down here. So your TP1 has been hit and your TP2 area is just there. That's TP2 area getting hit as well. And now let the rest just run. Let it run. But yeah, I don't mind staying off. It's a Monday. But if you guys took it, that's the second trade given on the stream. Enjoy your profits. both ideas played out. I just don't feel comfortable taking them, so that's why I stayed out. But these are very high probability trades, so if you took them, drop a like on the stream and let the rest run. Let the rest run. This is where, you know, what I mentioned, the New York Stock Exchange momentum will give you that drop, right? I just don't feel comfortable taking it, man. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. I don't mind staying out. It's such a volatile week ahead of me. But yeah, there you go. Another clean drop to the downside. First one we gave it up there, and now you can just let this run, to be honest, for at least 100 pips. Let it run. Another nice drop. But yeah, as you guys can see, second position given out here. If you took it, it's gone past all of your TP areas, and now you can kind of like hodl at least up to this area here. And yeah, very nice drop again with the New York Stock Exchange momentum. Very nice, very nice. Guys, if you did take these positions, make sure you drop a like. Again, you know, give the positions out, and they played out in front of your eyes. Very nice drop on gold. It's a clean breakout on the intraday, and now guess what? The daily is giving you that 200 pip range, and it will sink. It will most likely sink. It can drop another. Realistically talking, you can still drop another 100 pips from here now, because your daily is super bearish at this point. And yeah, very nice play. Very nice play. But you sort of are approaching these areas here now. Is also, you just want to be extra bit careful now. A little bit careful. But yeah, there you go. See that breather candle, break of the breather candle. Boom. Very clean drop. Around, how many pips did it drop? Around another 50 pips. It was 50 pip drop from here, 50 pip drop from here. Look at this. Titanic. Look at this Titanic. We anticipated a drop from up there. It dropped 50 pips, and then now again a drop here given to everyone here, another 50 pips. So make sure you guys drop a like on this stream. There's 2 clean trades taken here. Wow, 2 clean trades given here, not taken, my bad. And now honestly, this can just drop. This can give you a really nice drop. Very nice drop. But if you guys can secure profits here, do secure profits here. You got such a big week ahead of you, a lot of news coming in, so you'll pretty much be able to take a trade every single day for the rest of the week. So if you guys can secure some profits, say secure some profits. But yeah, look at that. It's gone past everything now, hasn't it? Wow. And I'll be honest with you, I can even see the next candle opening and pumping back up now, since they've given you a decent intraday range. And guess what they've done now? They've given you the PD 50% area. So previous daily 50% area has been retested. So now after retesting the previous daily 50% area, any breakouts to the top side, it's a clean buy position again. It's a very clean buy position. There we go. Oops. Wow. Yeah, if they start bringing the price all the way back up now with this minute time frame, it will just start to pump back up. Honestly, very nice. Let's remeasure the previous daily 50% area. This massive bullish candle, because again, this candle here is the main thing we're interested in, because it's giving us the pullback levels. So if the pullback is done now, you could see gold coming back up, all the way back up for the rest of the session. Nuno will extend the session a little bit today as well, okay?
Okay.
Because they haven't really given you much in the daily range, so you can still see a lot of movement kicking in with the new 1500 candle. Okay, so this is the daily, the massive bullish candle. This is your PD 50% area, daily 50% imbalance area, which is 55.09. So now again, the imbalance has been filled now. Let's see what they do here. Honestly, let's see what they do here. This is your daily imbalance area though. with the 1500 candle, they can again give you another leg up or leg down. Let's mark out the daily highs as well as the daily lows. So all the impulsive positions actually played out today. All the impulsive positions played out. The Cowboys made a lot of money today, right? A lot of money. The Cowboys are balling today, that's for sure. There we go. Got the daily range again. New daily range. Let's see what they do next. The Cowboys are balling. The Cowboys are balling today. You see, this 1H is done the whole thing now. So, like, what's the chances of the next 1H sinking as well? There's that massive, there's that massive chance that you can cause a fake out to the top side. I can see it happening, since this could be the imbalance area filled, and now the next candle respects the lows and just pumps all the way back up, giving you a 200 pip range on the daily. I can see that happening. I really can. Or otherwise, they need to give you a very massive drop now for the rest of the session, at least down to, you know, this area here. 4 minutes left. They need to drop the price at least another 100 pips minimum. But very clean position given on the stream today, guys. If you guys took it, oh man, see the positions that we do give out, right? We'll tell you different outcomes which can sort of play out, and if you know, can sort of like say, okay, cool, you know what, the outcome where he said it could go against me, I see it, but at the same time, I see the potential in this, so I will take it. Then guess what? You're laughing if you took it, if that's what you do. Because every trade has an outcome of going against you. And so I would show you guys the probability that it can go in your favor, and also where it can also go against you. And this is where you need to decide if it's worth taking the risk. Calculated risk being the keyword, and if it is worth taking the risk, we gave our 2 impulsive positions today on this stream. The first position was given out up here, all the way up here with the 4H breakout. If you took it, you at least secured 50 pips. We gave out the second position all the way up here. You've now again secured 50, 60, 70 pips. So this was a very profitable session here if you guys took the trades. But the thing is, right, it's all about your psychological state, and it's about if you did want to take that risk today. It really just depends. It really just depends. For some people, they don't mind staying off. You know, they just want to let the markets do whatever the markets want to do on Mondays. For some people, they want to make money on Mondays. So, you know, if we don't take positions, we will still give them out. So if you guys want to capitalize on them, be my guest. Be my guest. And we will not give out any silly positions. These were very high probability trades on the daily range. They really were. So 180 pips now. See, this is where you're starting to get that 200 pip daily range, right? So one scenario which I can think of now is the 1H fake out. Boy. Yeah, because they've technically given you the daily imbalance area. They have retested it, and so from here now, another key area which we have is the daily 50%. Let's mark it out once again. I didn't want to mark it out earlier because daily's still dropping, but if we actually look at the daily 50% area now, we could see that spike up with the new 1H. And since the impulsive entries have been playing, might as well take an impulsive entry back up to the top set, right? But imagine this time it doesn't play out. It's played out throughout the whole session. When we take an impulsive entry, it goes against us. I'm playing, guys. We don't do that. We don't take any silly positions. So this is your daily 50%. Now, very high chance that we can see a retest of 1958. Very high chance, 1958.01. So if the next one H opens and breaks above the daily 50%, causing a clean fake out, there is a very high chance for coming back up. So I am interested in a buy position above here, an impulsive buy position. Stops will go below this area here with the next one H. If it gives me a break above, I am interested in this buy position. And yeah, let's see what they do though. Let's see what they do. But yeah, impulsive buy position up here, very clean, very clean. How much range? How much? Juan, y'all didn't took that sell. We gave out the sell, bro. We gave out the sell here, and we also gave out the sell here. We gave out two sell positions. We gave out two sell positions. The whole thing we anticipated it. Gave out the first sell position was on the 4H breakout over here, and then the second one was on the second area over here. So altogether we gave out around 120 pips. 120 pips is what we gave out today on the stream. But we're just anticipating that leg up now. That's all it is, because I can see the 1H causing a fake out back up. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating now. A massive clean bullish candle just spikes up for the rest of the session. And this becomes the major imbalance area retested. This becomes the fake out now. You know, they've given you the breakout below this and now spike the price back up to the resistance highs. And technically, this way, you're still your lows over here are still being respected, right? And now they've got enough liquidity as well. Since they've taken out all the orders, they can really start taking the price back up. Let's wait for it, man. Above this, it's a clean buy position. I can see it playing out. And 1500 candle brings a lot of volatility to the markets. Honestly, it really does. How big the SO will be though? Yeah, we'll have to play this best of the 5 minute then. Yeah, we will have to. Alright, we'll wait for it. Let's it up. Yeah, see, this is the fake out. You know what you can do is you can kind of play this based off the new 15 minute. So just wait for this to spike up. But then again, if the 15 minute lows are here, what's the max pullback level when you think about it? If these are your lows, previous 15 minute candle needs to technically become invalid. So this is the pullback level now. So it has no business breaking above this. And so if these are your new lows now, and this is technically the breakout area, yeah, like any SOs below this area here makes plenty of sense, since you're expecting a volatile breakout to the top side, right? So something like this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, a lot of sense. Yeah, it does. Because you're breaking back above the daily 50% area up here. Makes a lot of sense for the rest of the session. Guys, do drop a like on the stream. Let's try and hit 20 likes today. 20 likes is our target for the day. Nuno, make sure everyone hits at least 20 likes. I will be right back, my brother.
Okay. Let's bring the likes to the 20. Let's go. We got 12. Flotel. Let's give it another one. Another one. 8 more, 8 more, 8 more. How many, guys? How many of you took the positions? No, 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 no. Not above. Not above 55. Nice. So Uber, you took the first sell, right? No. Okay, bro. Nice, man. Very clean. If you secure 30 pip drop, yeah. You secure the what, the 1-to-1 almost. Yeah.
Oh, someone's caught this out. Nice, 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 nice. I stayed out, bro, in no rush. Amazing, amazing, amazing. No trade for some either. Okay. Now, second one, 15-minute breather candle. Next 15-minute drop candle. Nice, nice, nice. So it seems like everyone caught the second trade. Very nice, very nice. And look, you are kind of like getting this range here as well now to the downside. If this ends up giving you that breather candle again, you've got such a nice drop setting up. Just depends how this kind of sort of closes, because the 1H needs to do something, either a retest break or a closure back above. So sort of just need to let this set up.
You're gonna wait this close, right? 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Okay, I'll be right back, okay? In 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good, bro. Guys, let's hit the drop. Let's hit the like. We've only got about 11 likes. Let's see if we can do 20 likes. That's our target for the day. And yeah, it's starting to come down just a little bit more. Let's see what they do. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Pullback, breakout. Look, back to our pullback level as well, right? Straight back to our pullback level. And most likely a wick fill break scenario will make sense now, because it needs to make the previous candle invalid if it wants to push up. And if it just gives you a retest now of this level here and starts to again close back below, most likely it wants to come down for the next key area. And you guys can see all of this can be replicated today, right? All of this can be replicated today, because they do have another 20 pips at least below the daily lows. So yeah, you can most definitely get another drop for sure. Look at this. This could be the target. You could see price dropping down to at least this level here. Look. I think sells are on again soon. Really just depends, bro. Really just depends. Does it make sense for you to sell the daily lows now? It has formed a 200 pip range. That's what gold averages out every day. You can see almost 200 pips. So it's really up to you. It is a bit tricky. Looking to the left, once it does break below the daily lows, you have about 20 pips to the downside, at least 20 pips. That's the thing. Any pullback and dump now from like the 50% area can give you such a nice drop, because you have at least like 100 pips to capitalize on. But anything now becomes a bit tricky. Look at this. You have this support area here that you kind of have to deal with. Don't forget. But yeah, most likely it will drop. But at the same time, I can see the 1H causing a fake out, and the 1H fake out is still valid as long as the lows over here are being respected. Then the 1H fake out is still valid. It can start spiking back up. We've seen this happen many times. With the NY Open and the NYSE, usually price goes one way, and then later during the session it will start to go the other way, because they need to give you some sort of a correction, right? So let's see. We've got another hour before the session here comes to an end, so there is no rush. It's just a Monday, guys, and we did give out 2 sell positions anyway, right? If you capitalized on it, then you made money today for sure. No SOs got hit on every single position we gave up. The TPs got hit. And guys, we have about 12 likes. Let's do another 8 likes so we can hit our 20 like goal. That's our target for the likes. Let's make it happen. Okay, you've got about 4 more minutes left. 4 more minutes left. See what they do in the next 4 minutes. Liked it. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Thank you. 20 likes is what we want to hit today. 20 likes, that's all we need. About 20 likes. How many likes do we have? Let me know in the chat, guys. We have about 15 likes. 5 more likes to go. 5 more likes to go, and we will hit our target for the day. Again, price is starting to creep back up, and as I said, look, as long as the structural lows here are being respected, you will see the spike back up, because the 1H can cause a fake out. Because try and understand this, we are still technically trading within the consolidation until we see a closure below. We haven't seen a closure below, so this can again start becoming a clean rejection, and then this can just be your liquidity playing out, and for the rest of the day they can start spiking the price up. That's why I'm such a big fan of those what's it called, buy positions, right? I'm really anticipating them to play out. Because the daily imbalance area has been filled. If price starts to close back above this, they will at least bring the price back up to your, what's it called, daily 50%. And once it goes past it, oh boy, it's gonna start flying now once again. I technically just want to see the closure, because again, let's understand the range once again. Where is the lowest low? The lowest low is essentially here, isn't it? Look at that. That's the lowest low right there for this consolidation that we're in. So now if they have again retested the lowest low, going based off this range, the lowest low is all the way down here, and look at the kind of closure that you're getting back above. You're forming a support at the lowest low. You see that, right? You're forming a support. So you've got the support candle. Next candle will either break below the support candle, then make this whole thing invalid and just start selling off, or it will now form a clean support and start pumping back up. Let's see, we've got 1 more minute left. 1H needs to do something, right? kind of like a breather candle. Who took a like back? Someone took a like back. Who's this stingy person taking their likes back? Okay, there we go. The next 15 minutes now. Yeah, break below the lowest low at this point will most likely give you that next drop. Any support now forming here. Pull back done, break below for the wick fill break scenario. How big the SL will be on this. But yeah guys, let's see. Again, not interested in taking anything, just a paper trade here, because again another breather candle. It's just a paper trade. I would not be taking this here. It's just a paper trade, that's all it is. Would not be taking this here, but let's see what happens. Maybe if we hit 20 likes, we might give up the trade on live call. Otherwise, I can just mute myself and give it out to my private team. Emotional blackmailing. We got to hit 5 more likes, guys. 5 more likes. Something big is setting up on gold. And I can mute myself and give it to just my private team if we don't hit 5 more likes. Emotional blackmailing here. Yeah, again, like if we kind of just look at the lowest low, the lowest low is, again, you know, like when we sort of just look at this range that we've been stuck in, the lowest low is here. So if we are trading below this and we're actually getting a breakout below this, is most likely because it wants to give you the next leg down. But why I would not take this is because of this major area, and it's the daily lows. I don't want to sell the daily lows, but it does make sense on the break of this. They could most likely give you that next drop, But what if they give you a drop and then the last 5 minutes to just pump it back up? That's why I would personally not take this and stay out of it. The first two positions up there were sweet. They were very nice. But if I can get a buy position setting up from here now, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Maybe like a bullish closure on this, closing above this area that we've just left behind. So if we can get a closure above this, anything that breaks above the highs up here could give you a very nice spike back up till the daily 50%, and that's what I'm interested in taking, basically. The retest of the daily 50% level. But yeah, if it wants to drop, then it will drop. You've got the breather candle here, break of the breather candle, most likely it will start dropping again. You're kind of just selling the markets. You're going with the trend. Like the whole time you're just going with the trend. You're selling the markets. You're waiting for a pullback. You're selling, because we understand they need to technically give you just a little bit. They need to give you a bigger range on the intraday. So, you know, this can again play out very nicely because you have this range to the downside. When you actually understand the intraday range, right, you can get another 34 pips easily off this position. And you just kind of like, if you look for it, you just make it risk free over here. But I'm personally staying out of it. Don't want to take any sell positions on gold super low on the intraday. Looking for the correction. The safest sell position that you can take will be from here. That would be the golden setup that you can take, or a break above this up to the daily highs, because again, understand the intraday at the moment is still open. The daily still is an open candle. So this could just be this could all just be a liquidity play. And now look at the areas that you're tapping into. Look to the left. There is a reason I'm interested in a buy position. Look to the left, the areas that you are tapping into. So if now all of this is a massive liquidity play and they start causing a fake out, and this gives you the nastiest rejections and a pump. Ooh, I'm liking this breather candle here now. In the next 8 minutes, break above the breather candle. You've got all of this range to the top side setting up for a buy position. Because again, this is the lowest low when it comes to the consolidation, right? This here. So anything above this will give you a retest of your range, your highs of the range, which is up here. So kind of interested in a buy position if it sets up, to be fair. They are giving you a breather candle at this point. Maybe if this gives you a closure below the support area, next one breaks the highs, it's causing a fake out scenario. You have two 15-minute confirmations at this point. First 15 minutes closing bullish, next 15 minute technically again rejecting. Last 15 minutes gives you that pump up for that 1H spike up. Yeah, look at that. Closure below and now most likely a fake out. And technically you need to make this candle here invalid, right? This massive bearish candle. If this is not a pullback and if it's a drop. You know what can happen is they can start dropping the price now, but another thing that can happen is they can literally open the price up and cause the nastiest fake out, break the highs here and start pumping the price back up because of the areas that you're tapping at now on the intraday. These areas hold a lot of orders, right? So this is where they can kind of like trick you again, and now this is the area of like reversal potentially, right? But daily is bearish, 4H is bearish, everything is bearish. You still have 20 more pips to the downside before technically gold can, you know, give you that 200 pip range. So going based off that, you've got the 4H confirmation, the daily confirmation, the range is there, so the sell position does make a lot of sense. But But at the same time, you got to think about it. Is it worth taking? Is it worth the risk? Really just depends on you. You potentially could have taken the first two positions, which were big positions. You got 4 more likes to go, guys, before we hit 20 likes. Let's hit 4 more likes. Everyone, it will take you guys not even a minute to hit the like button. So let's do it. 4 more likes to go. I give you a like, broski, always. Appreciate that, my bro. How are you? You good? How are you, my brother? You good? 5 more minutes left at this point. Good dog, my daughter's last day of kindergarten, so I'm not super active trading. Cool. So I was like, oh, nice, bro. Nice. That's amazing, bro. Amazing. Yeah, we gave out these sell positions from up there. Kind of just looking to see what the market's doing now. Got another half an hour left before kind of like the session comes to an end. But very nice clean positions called out earlier. Very nice. FOMC today, guys. Today's going to be a crazy day, honestly. FOMC is an amazing day. Like, you have so much volatility coming in, and we have about 95% win rate on FOMC. I don't want to jinx it, but this is me being so honest with you guys. So guys, we need 3 more likes to hit the 20 like goal. So let's smash the like button. 3 more likes. Okay, you've got 3 more minutes left. Let's see what happens in the next 3 minutes. If they actually spike the price up from here, most likely because they want to take the price back up. Otherwise, it will just carry on selling off. Let's see what they do in the next 3 minutes. Again, not really taking this position here, but it can play out. Still trading below the daily imbalance area. You know, you've got clean traffic to the left. Everything's quite clean, to be fair. And it's very simple, like, you know, when you trade with the trend, as long as you're not going against it, it's very simple. You know, you sort of just need these pullback candles, and if there is momentum in the session, you can start taking it because you're going with the flow, right? Rather than kind of like going against it. There we go. Seems like they're giving us a breakout at this point. Or is it just a retest? There we go. 1 more minute left. In the next minute, something's about to happen because the hourly needs to start moving now. So your 30-minute ended up again closing bearish, second closure below. So the next 30 minutes can actually start to do some damage now. to the downside for sure. Closing with a massive rejection to the downside here. There we go. Dumping, dumping, dumping. Is the open? Can this open give us a clean drop here? Let's see. Let's see what they do here. Either a fake out or a break below. Let's see what they do. Upper wick, upper wick, upper wick is forming the upper wick now. Let's see if they give us a break below the lows. First candle closing below the lowest low. The lowest low area. First candle closing below. Will the next candle spike back up or start breaking below? We shall find out. Because you do still have a range to the downside for sure. Yeah. Because again, the first 1H has given you the upper wick retest, and now either it gives us a break below or it gives us a retest and a pump back above. This is where, as I said, either this candle here will get faked out, the 15-minute candle, for a pump, or it will give us this clean drop now. It really just depends, honestly, what they do over here. Bro, just let's see what happens now. Either they spike the price up from here or they give you this drop at this point. It's just a waiting game now. Also depends on the momentum as well. What kind of candles? Ooh, damn. You see this range? God damn. But the 1H needs to give us something. Pump or dump. Yeah, 9 pips. This is your range. And the thing is, 200 pip range has not been hit on the daily. Everything's bearish. Everything is bearish. Didn't cause a pump either, so most likely because they want to take the price down again. And usually the 1500 does give you one more move, either to the top side or to the downside. Oh, my alerts are going off again on TradingView. Let me throw this on the floor. Let's see, 5 pip breakout. If we get it or not. If it's just a retest, then it should pump up. Otherwise, that's the thing, very clean traffic to the downside. They can give you another move to the downside for sure. Everything is bearish. Even the way the previous candle closed, giving you the cleanest bearish confirmation. Everything is super bearish. Everything. And then again, you know, you don't really have that 200 pip range either to altogether. If we actually measure out your, look at that. It has about 180 pips. So, you know, it makes sense for them to again give you one more leg down. Like, yeah, it makes sense. It does make sense. Because what are the chances of them now breaking the daily highs, right? At this time. So they might as well give you one more leg down. Squeeze out a couple more pips. 5 pips below the lows. And that's the intraday range basically done. And then they can kill the markets. You sort of just make it like... Because the area of rejection will essentially be this. So anything here could be like your trigger to make it risk-free or whatnot. Just need to wait for this here. Because there is a very high chance this area can also reject, and this can just be a retest. So we need this to be a breakout, not a retest. Has to be a breakout, not a retest. Otherwise, if it's a retest, they can take the price back up, but everything's quite bearish to be fair now. I don't see why they would take the price up. They could have taken the price up earlier. They're still giving you a breakout. Everything's bearish. They still need to give you a 200 pip range as well. So yeah. But the trade is not valid just yet, by the way, guys. It hasn't given you the breakout just yet. Make sure, guys, drop a like. 3 more likes left before we hit our like goal of 20 likes. And now it is dropping. 3 more likes, guys. Let's drop 3 more likes so we can hit our like goal of, you know, 30 likes. I mean 20 likes. Show some love on the stream, guys. Gave out 2 trades earlier. Both dropped so nicely. And yeah, show some love, show some love, show some love. And it's coming down to the daily lows. If it clears the daily lows now, this is basically the area of what's it called, area of reversal. But the minute it breaks the daily lows, it's gonna start sinking now. It's gonna start sinking again. The 1300 momentum, it will basically kick in. Alerts on, alerts on, alerts on. Yeah, for a 200 pip daily range. As soon as it goes past this area, that's it. This is the area we need to clear, the previous daily lows. From there, you've got this range you can replicate basically. We need to just clear this daily lows here. There we go. Come on, gold. Give us this break. The minute we have this break, it's clean sell-off. Just need to break below this. Otherwise it can get a bit spiky. And we will let you know when the trade is valid. But make sure you guys drop a like if you want to know when to enter or exit. Drop a like on the stream. Let's see if we have about 20 likes. Okay, one more like to go, guys. One more like to go. Let's hit 20 likes. Either they can give you a clean pump from here or this dump. Let's see what they want to do. But everything is quite bearish, so you need at least a nice confirmation for a pump. Otherwise, it's going to drop now. They haven't given you a 200 pip range either, so everything is quite bearish at the moment. Everything. Are they going to give us this breakout, or are the markets going to go dead? Need a clean breakout now. And last leg down, we can capitalize on it, and then that's it. Let's see if we get this. As I said, below the daily lows, you've got a clean range. You've got about 20 pips, and then they should be done. The daily range should be done. But think about it now. They've dropped the price so much. They can just give you one more leg down. This could be it. One more dump, and then you're done. That would be the last leg down. Nice clean bearish play in the market. And once they've given you the 1946-ish level, just down here, past the daily lows, 20 more pips, and then yeah, pretty much you're just done really. It's the last move of the day. Pretty much 10 pips, 20 pips. This is it, you know, last sort of move for the day, if they can give you that. If there is enough juice, let's see if it plays out in the next 4 minutes. If not, we're going to call it a session here and not force a trade now. You've got 4 minutes left. If it sets up, it sets up. Otherwise, time to call it a session here now. But the way it's setting up now, if it does set up as a breather candle, break off this, man, it's becoming such a clean play in the markets. One more leg down, honestly. Very clean play. Very, very clean play. 23 likes. Appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that. 4 more minutes left. Let's see if they give us this breather play. Breather break play. First two positions we gave up. Very nice. We're not going to force a trade here unless it sets up. You've got 3 minutes left. 3 more minutes left. Above here, it could be a clean pump position as well. A very clean pump can be taken above here. Or as I said, here. Because the issue is, right, look at your 1H as well. It needs to technically either give you a pump or a break below. Because the job of this 1H is to give us that Wakefield break scenario. And then we've got another 20 pips to the downside. Everything is bearish. It's giving us the retest break. Or its job is to now start rejecting and start pumping the price up. So in the next 15 minutes, if you actually see a break below this, you basically have another 20 pips you can squeeze out. And this becomes that breather candle, which we know is something we love. It will be the last leg down before the intraday range is done and markets have given you 200 pips, and yeah, you're done pretty much. If it starts to break below this, bingo. Let's mark this out. That's the next thing you need. Oh wait, it hasn't gone off. My thing's bugging out again. Guys, don't listen to my alerts on TradingView. It just goes off sometimes. It's actually broken. Make sure you mark your own areas out, because if you hear ting ting and you take a position, it sometimes just goes off even when the price hasn't hit my area, so be careful. Next 2 minutes, can we get a break below and a nice clean last bit of a drop? Last drop. But if it breaks above here, it breaks the highs, we're going to call it a session here and no look for this. Let's see. Earlier, very nice clean trades given. These are your daily lows. And I understand we can squeeze out some more pips, but we need a break below, break below, break below. Just 10, 20 pips you're looking for. Below the daily lows, 10 pips, 20 pips, that's it, more than enough. Just in and out. It's very low momentum session now, so don't be greedy. Use your own broker prices, don't use my broker prices. But if it breaks the highs, then yeah, not going to look for anything. We'll be calling it a session. The whole point is this is a breather candle, and next one breaks the lows. Not the highs. That's the whole point. If it breaks the highs, then yeah, time to call a session here. Here on the 5 pip breakout, I will be calling it a session if the next one breaks above, because then it's too late into the session to look for anything. But this could be the last drop, the last leg down, if the next one opens and breaks the lows. Let's see what they do. So if we retest this area here, that's it, session's over. This is where we need the play. If it doesn't, if we retest this area here, the session's over. It's going to be too late into the session. And we gave our very 2 clean sell positions earlier. Let's not rush into anything now. We will come back tomorrow. But if, again, as I showed you guys, if this does start to break below, you can squeeze out 10-20 pips, but kind of going against the trend at this point is a bit silly as well. You do need that 1H confirmation at least before you look for those buys, and kind of like waiting for the 1H confirmation and then the buys is too tricky. Taking it on this is again tricky because they can retest this and start dropping. So that's why if they have a lot more momentum to the downside, they need to give you that drop now, and then you can squeeze out 10-20 pips. Otherwise, if they give you a pullback, there's no point waiting here. If you took it from up there, more than enough. No need to take any more. So are we going to wait for this setup, or are we going to call it a session here? Let's see. 5 pips above, I'm not looking for it anymore. I'm done here on the stream. Until then, I'll give it just a little bit more room, just to breathe and potentially set up. This is the area we need to clear, the daily low area down here, and this idea makes plenty of sense. Okay, let's give it 5 pips. Impulsive entries have played out all day, so this could be an impulsive leg up now to the top side, and they can start pumping the price up. So if it goes past that 5 pip area, I'm not going against this momentum from the daily lows. They will start to give you that correction. Okay guys, there we go. As you can see, it's pumping up, so there's no point waiting for this position. Now it's too late into this session. Unless it gives you the nasty rejection here, then fair enough. But you know, we gave our 2 clean sell positions earlier, so it's just not worth it looking for another sell positions on the daily lows. If it starts to spike up from here once again, it's just not worth it. It's too late into the session. But as I said, let's give it a couple more minutes. As long as it doesn't give you a crazy spike above here, I'm fine with it. But if it now realistically starts to go past like 5-6 pip area, which is the purple line here that I've got marked out, if it starts to go past it, then it's not worth it. And let's see. This is it now. This is it. You can see it's pumping up, so there's no point looking for anything now. Again, markets have kind of like slowed down as well. It's retesting the structure highs over here. Let's see if it goes past it. Let's see what they do. But yeah, we called out almost more than 100 pips. How many pips did we call out earlier on the sell positions? A lot. But yeah, at this point guys, no point of looking for this, because again, you can see a lot of momentum to the top side being picked up. They are technically retesting this 50% area, so you could say that this is just a pullback, because this is the max pullback level, the 52.31 is the max pullback level, and it still hasn't violated the structure highs, and this could still play out. But do you really want to enter the markets now? It's a bit too late. I don't recommend taking anything now. Can it still play out? Yes, it can. Is the trade still valid? Yes, it is. Do I recommend that you take it? Nope. But if you want to take it, be my guest. But anyway guys, very nice session once again today. 2 trades given out. Very nice session today. 2 trades given out, and this is where I think they're starting that correction which we anticipated earlier. I told you guys 1H as long as it doesn't break below. CRD and Nuno, thank you. Make sure you guys drop a like. Guys, join the Discord as well. Also drop a like on the stream. 2 very nice positions given out today from the top side. We were anticipating this buy position to set up, but it still is setting up. You know, it's still valid, but is it worth taking it? Is it really worth it? It's dangerous. It's dangerous. The issue is because you're taking it at this time, it can play out, but you're going to be stuck in this for the rest of the day. Is it really worth it when you've taken those clean sell positions from earlier? I don't think it's worth it, to be honest with you guys, but if you do want to give it a go, then as long as your structure lows over here are being respected, this trade is still valid. It can still give you a fake out. This can still be a 1H fake out, but at the same time you will be going against the 30-minute momentum, the 15-minute momentum, the everything. It has again given you, did it break below though? 5 pips? Yeah, see,
Yeah.
it broke below as well. So you're going against pretty much everything at this point, but at the same time, the highs here are still being respected as long as the highs here are being respected. The position is still valid if you want to look for it to the downside, as long as the highs here are being respected and it breaks below. It will give you that next bit of drop, but it's not worth it at this time. It's not worth it. I recommend you guys just wait for tomorrow now. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Another very, very successful session. 2 massive positions given out earlier. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Have a blessed